Andersen.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Channel Anderson, and welcome to a video on our good old W124 E420, aka 124.034. Apologies for my raspy voice, but getting over a little bit of a cold. And today, I decided it's time to finally tackle our basically non-existent shift linkage. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. If you can see our linkage right there, the rusty handle. Yeah, no more bushing existing on either side. Back here by the actual shifter connection, nothing there either. So we're gonna throw in some new bushings and give you guys a look at this thing overall underneath. So for those that have been following along, I picked this thing up for $1,800. I think maybe a little bit less actually. And honestly, I feel like it did pretty good. It's pretty clean underneath, a little bit of surface stuff here, but nothing, honestly. And overall, pretty clean. I gotta put the cover back on for the fuel filter. And shout out to the one who corrected my mistake, watching the video with a close eye. I actually have this fuel filter flipped around right now on accident. I don't know how I did that, but I did. So I'm gonna correct that. I won't focus on that in this video, but while it's up here on the lift, I'll do that real quick. And I also think I'm going to lap off some exhaust here, because if I put some bushings on here, this will stay solid, and then I can basically just get rid of the second half, because as you can see, it's not really existent anymore. And this section is very heavy. And I don't think, honestly, I don't think it'll be that loud, even just letting it come out right here. So for the time being, until I come up with, a long-term solution, and honestly might be what I'll do for now, is just remove these sections and run it without. When I had my manual swap E420, I can't remember, I might have left it from here, it might have been up there, but I ran it without it for a while, and honestly it wasn't even that loud. I mean, it was loud, but not like insane. So I can either patch this up, or I can just take the whole thing off. So if I take it to an exhaust shop, I could have them just well, basically straight section from here and then Y into that one, get rid of this resonator. So that's another option maybe I could look at doing. I could probably do it myself, to be honest, if I get the right piping and right directions. But yeah, we'll see. But for now, let's focus on that shift linkage. All right, guys, got the back section out. They're just little, what do you call these, square clips or whatever that hold them in, little C-clip, square clips. And got to get this one off. I pushed the transmission position all the way forward, which would be drive, I believe. So just make sure when you put everything back together, put it back into the proper position, see all the way back. But let's go ahead and try to snake that clip out, and then I can get this thing sorted. All right, and here's an example why I don't throw away old tools, even if they get messed up. I have this old screwdriver. I don't even know where it's from, but it's like bent, and I've had this thing come in handy so many times. It was a perfect angle to get the little clip out. So that's out. All right, and here is the shift linkage. We'll go ahead and coat this up with a little bit of paint, or at least some rust converter or something. And the bushings actually go into the housings for where this is received, not on this thing itself. So they'll go inside of there and inside there. All right, and here are the bushings themselves. I do not know if that's the right part number, if this is the bag that they came in, but this is what they look like. They're like a clear, I think like nylon, basically. They're not squishable really at all. They're pretty stiff, so put a little de-electric grease on these to slide them in and call it good. All right, you guys, the bracket is out and bushing is in, and I wanted to show you guys this because do not try this while you're in the car. it takes a good bit of force to get the bushing in. And if you do have one that's old that you need to get out, it's going to be a little bit tricky to get out as well. Shout out to Kent Bergsma and Mercedes Source. I remember watching his video years ago that showed some different methods, and I think he has an even newer one maybe that shows some different tools that he uses, but I just use a socket. And if you need to punch the other one out, you can kind of hit it at an angle, literally with a punch and a hammer, to try to pop the other bushing out. And then when I go to put the new bushing in, I'll put it again on the socket and use, you know, a rubber mallet or a plastic mallet, something that's not going to damage the bushing. Just give it a few whacks and put some grease around it, and it will slide in. So this is all good. I need to do the other side now, which that one we're not going to take off of the car. So we will come up with something else. I think last time I used, I don't know, like a combination of pliers or something. So I'll figure something out for this one, and I'll update you guys with what works best. Oh, and for this bracket, it's just a 10 millimeter nut and 10 millimeter bolt head. So I'll just use a wrench and a socket. And you want to get this bolt all the way out. That'll give you the space to pull it out easily off of this little notch that's here. So let's put this back on and keep going. All right, guys, well, we are done. Tips and tricks I can recommend. I don't know, the back one honestly gave me more trouble than the front one. The front one's easy just because you can take that, you know, bracket actually off. This one, however, what I did is I shoved like a 19 millimeter socket that was basically the same distance as what's between the tunnel and the shifter on the right side. And then I used a pair of, well, first a big screwdriver to just wedge to get it started. And then I used a 19 millimeter wrench and these pliers to get the bushing to fully seat. And then you can see I painted the shift linkage as well. Just use some gray Rust-Oleum or Krylon rust converter paint, and let's go up top and see how it feels. All right, guys, let's check this out. Okay, first off, wow. Oh my god, it was so bad before. It wasn't even bad, it was non-existent before. Feels so good. Okay, cool. All right. Let's go ahead, fire it up. Oh yeah, I forgot we just changed the fuel filter. Let's prime it a few times. There we go. Okay, well, it'll be very interesting to see if our weird idle issue goes away now, because the car is not going to go into limp mode, not knowing what gear it's in. I'm going to go make sure our fuel filter fittings are not leaking, put that cover back on, and then we'll get this thing outside of the garage. All right, guys, the E420 is out of the garage, and seems like is happier than before, definitely with the shift bushings. It's no longer trying to figure out what gear it's in. It normally would have, like, if I would shift out of park, basically, after that the car would basically go into limp mode. I'm tempted to go drive it around right now, but our water pump it's on its last leg, so I think I'm gonna pass for now, and just move this thing to where it needs to be parked before we do the water pump job. I wanted to do it while I was on the lift, but I've got something else that I need to take care of on the lift, so it will have to be done either outside on the ground, or who knows, maybe I'll even have another shop do it. Probably not, you know me, but yeah, let's go park it. All right, well, I guess my shifter is working so well now that one of our springs just broke on the actual shifter itself, which doesn't really affect much, but it does get in the way right now. That's kind of annoying. Well, I'll be looking up what the fix for that is, I guess. Oh well. At least the bigger part of the problem is finished. So yeah, seems like it is running a lot happier. Got to do the water pump, and from there, I'm sure there's other little things to tackle. But for the money I paid for this car and for the condition it's in, I'm really not complaining whatsoever. It's great, honestly. And we've already tackled so many little jobs on it, like the odometer gears. We did the brakes. I haven't even put the video out for the brakes. I keep forgetting that I have that all recorded and haven't put it out for you guys. We do need to finish the rear brakes. I have wheels for it. I haven't thrown on, haven't test fit. Just did the shifter bushings, redid the fuel filter. We'll do the exhaust at a later point, but like I said, I have a car in the garage that I'll be spending majority of my time on right now for the next probably month or so, and then we can get back to this and the 190E. That's really the two cars on my forefront of my mind for the summer. Summer will be busy though, so really the month of July won't be available for car stuff, and then August is kind of busy too, but I'll have some time for the cars. So hopefully before September we can have this thing and the 190E out on the road, you know, reliably and running under their own power without any major worries or issues, and can enjoy the 124 and 201 for the legends that they are. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Sorry about my raspy voice right now. It's almost better, but not 100% yet. So yeah, stay tuned, you guys, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of the channel. If you haven't subscribed, think about it, and maybe I'll see you on the next video. Peace.
M119.